I'll never forget the time where somebody said that black men emotionally have become the white women of the black community, in that they have the emotional maturity of white women when it comes to criticism and taking accountability. I don't know about y'all, but that in itself just liberated the hell out of something in me. Because why is that?
Look, I want to apologize because I'm going to be using some very crude language, okay? Some very crude language, okay? I just want to be honest about that, all right? I want to be upfront about the crude language that I'm going to use in this video. And I usually don't do that and shit, but I feel like I need to do that because I don't know if you call it crashing out or anything, but like for a long time I've been very fed up, with the lack of change on any level, no matter what level society is at. We stay the same. Okay? We stay the same. Specifically speaking, the fucking women of our goddamn community and shit. And I'm not gonna say some, not all and shit, because I'm tired, goddammit. I'm tired. This content creator is known as the poetic metaphysician. Uh, the poetic metaphysician. Okay? The poetic metaphysician. I hope that she doesn't have any job like that. I hope so. She's a metaphysician, right? And all I hear is emotional abuse. Okay? Emotional abuse. And I have to use crude fucking language. I went to her goddamn TikTok page and I looked, and it's a bunch of talking head videos. Okay, it's a bunch of extreme close-ups of her ugly fucking face, her unappealing face. Right? Not just I don't know what to make of it and shit. It's somebody that's a involuntary lesbian and shit, kind of like an incel and shit. It's kind of like a woman that's like a scavenger in the sexual marketplace and shit. Okay, it's a bunch of fucking pictures of her goddamn face in extreme close-up and shit. It's almost a parody of itself. Looks like one of those drawings of the Fat Albert, one of the Cosby kids shit, the cartoon shit. I can see her with that fucking hat pulled down over her face with the eye holes in it and shit. Okay, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing and shit. I'm tired of this fucking abuse, and I'm tired of black men just ignoring that shit. Okay, I'm tired of ignoring that shit. I would like us to reach a consensus, because my pages, all of them, have under various times come under attack, because concerted attack from these same misandrous women and shit, hitting me with the flags and shit, and we have to hear this shit every day. We have to hear this shit every day, man. And you know what's the worst and shit is that I know it's social engineering. Okay, I know these women are mentally fucked up and shit. They do this. They sit in their car and do this shit every day, and they do the same shit. Just like a hive mind. They all sitting in their motherfucking rental car, running off at the mouth and shit, in between delivering them Postmates and shit. Okay, and I don't care what kind of job you got. I don't care about shit. This is a backlash. It's coming like a tidal wave and shit. It's coming like a tidal wave. That tidal wave started way back when the Godfather passed away. That summer and shit started way back then and shit. And I can see the motherfucker as big as a skyscraper coming in and shit. Across the planet, across the diaspora and shit. I'm tired of listening to shit. Even this chick's authoritative, you would perceive as an authoritative voice, annoys the fuck out of me. I'm not even gonna call her masculine or nothing. She's totally unappealing. She's a dry turd in a drained toilet porta potty, as far as I'm concerned, on the sexual marketplace. Okay, right? She ain't talking about shit. She's just affirming her innate spiritual cruelty. Okay, they can never shut the fuck up or speak grace and shit. And if you hear them doing that, because they do this shit all the time, if you hear some woman legitimately speaking, acting like an adult and shit, you have a tear in your fucking eye. You don't believe it. You don't trust her and shit. How could they trust her? All they do is bitch and wag their finger, and they responsible for 90% of the bullshit and this that's going on and shit. Hmm? Now, you could say like, having a stiff upper lip and shit. We have more of a stiff upper lip than most people from Great Britain and shit. Okay, an Englishman. When it comes to this non-stop, continuous emotional abuse that is endorsed by the minority majority and their affiliates across the diaspora. Shit. All right, don't bend the knee. Okay, not let it roll off your back, but address it, acknowledge it, and shit. Shut them down. It's time to stop losing arguments. Okay, it's time to stop. It's time to put a halt to this shit. Okay, this woman is very unappealing. I hate her fucking voice. I hate her fucking face. Okay, I want to be honest with you and shit. I grew up uh, you know, non-select and shit. Criminally so. I've said this before, but I have mastered the art of dealing with this kind of bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna Ray Donovan this motherfucker. I would be in her presence and shit, and when she started saying shit like this, I would put my hand up and make a hand puppet and start, flapping the gums on that hand puppet and shit, and matching the sync of her running her black gums. Or I would just say blah blah blah, or put my hands on my ears and look her in the face like I'm listening to shit, but with my hands on my ears. And then when she addressed that, I would put my hands on my mouth and not say shit. Walk the fuck out and snap my fingers in her fucking face, inches away from her face, and walk the fuck out. Okay? She proceeded to do that. I would scream shut up while she's talking as loud as humanly possible. Point blank in her fucking face and shit. And later on, you'll see her with a tear in the eye. Talking about how aggressive and toxic I was and shit. And I wouldn't give no fucks to give. That's called righteous indignation. We have to hear this bullshit every day. Okay? They're remixing black men's talking points about themselves and shit. They're beyond repair. Don't listen to these motherfuckers about nothing that goes on in your goddamn life. Okay? Every time you see a black dude sitting in this fucking car making one of these goddamn videos, he's exasperating, exhausted looking and shit. This shit takes a lot out of you and shit. And social media is just spreading this nonsense around and shit. Maybe that's why, I think maybe that's why, my online buddy dipped out and shit for a minute, Here's you, bunker. That's why he dipped out and shit. And I can't blame him for that shit. But like me personally, man, I am tired of hearing this shit. And there's an echo chamber after it, where brothers just sitting there like with that look, look like, oh, here they go with this shit. Nah, we gotta stop doing that bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna flag that fucking video. I know it ain't gonna change nothing, but I'm gonna flag it, man, because it's hate speech and shit. Okay? And I looked at your fucking page. All it is pictures of her fucking faces, head talking head videos, like an extreme close up. I'm like, I don't want to get that close to you. Okay? Even if we're being intimate, I would not want to get that close to you. Shit. Okay? You're I hate to be that kind of N-word, but you're the kind of chick you put the bedspread over the top of the head and shit, okay? And the rest of everything's out and shit. And before anyone questions me about that, it's I encountered some bullshit like that chick actually doing that to herself. And I thought it was humorous and shit. And she explained that she knew she was fucked up, but she had a nice ass, and that's why she was doing it and shit. No cap. And I didn't even mess with it. I was like, nah, I'm out. It's too fucking weird for me. I've just seen some weird fucking behaviors. It's our job as men to instill order in our supposed ethnic community and shit, so it can become a real community and shit. We need to reestablish balance in that bitch and shit. And you don't do it by sticking your head in the fucking sand and shit. So, maybe I'm just throwing rocks at the wall and shit, or throwing rocks at a mountain, Now I'm gonna give a fuck. Fuck the black female gynocracy. Fuck that mindset shit, okay? It's artificial, okay? It's socially engineered. They've been doing this shit for decades. They don't even realize that they've made themselves insolvent on so many levels and shit. They are living insurance risk and liability and shit to anything that you want to do unless you're not trying to do shit. You're just floating through life, going down the drain and shit. Then this is your lane. Okay, this woman is your lane. This shitty ass woman. Okay, sitting up here gloating about making an insult, knowing there's out somewhere out there in an abyss, somebody's gonna be upset by what she said and shit. That's the only way she can find any happiness, because nobody wants to be up in that bitch with her. And if it is a nigga in there, shit, he is in duress. He is a hostage. He is an emotional and spiritual hostage in these fucked up relationships. Stop doing that shit, Kings. Stop being in shitty, fucked up relationships with mean, nasty, soulless women and shit. You know, who would much rather you sign an insurance policy and then hurry up and die so that they can fuck off the money and shit. Not even give to your children or the children you think is your motherfucking children and shit. And in the meantime, since you ain't dead yet, they're gonna make it their mission to make your life as shitty as possible. You're gonna be like sitting on the toilet and there's a giant shard of glass coming out of that from the toilet bowl, right up your back door. Okay, that's what it's like and shit. It's like the worst constipation, spiritual constipation I've ever seen in my life and shit. Listen to these women talk. I'm Generation fucking X, and I'm telling you that you do not have to put up with this emotional abuse and cruelty ad nauseum from anybody. It's a revolving door of women waiting to punch you in the fucking nose. Okay? Emotionally speaking and shit and everything else. Okay? They just want to clean your bitch out, clean your ass out, clean your wallet out, clean your bank out and shit, take all your shit and your kids and fuck all that shit off. Okay? There's no generational wealth, no nothing. There's no building with these motherfuckers. And I'm tired of it, okay? And I'm tired of having buffers on this shit. It's 2025. Instead of just falling down that bitch, leaving a bloody trail and shit, I decided to walk back the other way and shit with a fucking cone to direct you around that bitch and shit, okay? Because, you know, once you realize what's going on and shit, you know, it's either just in time or too fucking late and shit. And knowing what I know, I just can't leave you guys out there like that with no cover. Okay? I can't leave you out there with no cover. That's why I got these 3 simple motherfucking rules. Okay? There's 3 rules, man. Plain and simple, you follow that shit, you gonna be basically okay and shit. I can't guarantee that, okay? I'm just a human being. I ain't no paragon of virtue and shit. But I'll tell you 3 rules. 3 simple rules. You watch your back and shit, okay? And the first one is keep your head on a swivel. Second is protect your fucking bag and shit, okay? Protect the bag, alright? That bag is in service to you, your fucking lifestyle, nobody else, okay? Nobody else. Your interests come first. Protect the bag, and last and definitely not least. And I mean this shit from the heart. I mean it, okay? You better listen to this one, okay? Do not make fallen women the stewards of your home, okay? That means don't have no trifling motherfucker laying up on your dime and shit. You know, wasting your time, your air, you know, wasting your utilities, all this bullshit while giving you nothing but a handful of sand, you know, running through your fingertips. Do not make fallen women the stewards of your home, okay? And definitely do not make fallen women the mothers of your children, okay? Children are your legacy. They're your fucking future and shit, okay? And you don't need to make a bad decision, have somebody destroy your future, man. Destroy your whole bloodline and shit. Okay? Don't make fallen women the mothers of your goddamn children, okay? I can't press that enough and shit. I can't press that enough. Alright? You know, SYSBM means save yourself blankly. And that's literally it, okay? There's no special meanings or nothing. There's no hidden meaning. She ain't got to figure out nothing. You ain't got to go get on your knees outside the fucking Shaolin Temple for 100 motherfucking days and wait for a month to feel like you earned it and shit. I'm just telling you straight up. SYSBM means save yourself black men. Okay? Plain and simple. You go with that. You take that shit, man. You go live your best fucking life, okay? And if you don't live your best life, I'm gonna come over there and kick your ass. Alright? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. If you don't. Alright? I'll praise to the Most High.
Take your shot, fun boy. You got me, dead bang.
You seriously fucked up. But you're looking in here. I mean, you need professional help. Bingo! He shoots! He scores!